So, on the last episode of this, I discussed how much I liked Alan Wake. Well, I finished it earlier today, and let me tell you, just as a quick note, as a nice continuation of last episode, the ending, it kind of sort of wasn't very good. And you know what? I liked the game, but that ending kind of ruined it a bit, so I'm hoping the DLC for that's a lot better. I'm hoping.
Hail. Find Cartwright's team. We have to know where the Chimera are coming from.
Okay. So, like, the only problem I have with that game, right, is the fact that by the end, I just didn't feel like... Ooh, a new gun. I didn't feel like any question I had about the story was, like, really answered. I felt like nothing was actually resolved. It was, like, a really cool last chapter to that game. I'm not going to go into spoilers, because Alan Wake's surprisingly relevant again. But, I just felt like I have more questions than answers. And, like, they're not good questions. Like, the biggest question I have is, what even happened in the ending? And how did that... Like, what even happened? I don't even know. I'm just confused. Still a fun game. A lot of enemy spam. Like, it got really tricky, like, in the later sections. And playing through it, like, I could definitely tell that game was meant to be an open-world game at first. And they kind of made it super linear, like, down the road, which I think was a good choice. I don't think I would have liked that game open world, because I'm not, like, a big open world person in general. And my suspicions of it being open world was confirmed, because I had, like, someone in my Twitch chat saying, like, yeah, no, it was an open world game during development. They did mention that. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense with how everything's kind of set up. It made a lot of sense to me. But, yeah, it was a great game. And I look forward to trying out the DLC chapters and maybe American Nightmare at some point. Although now there's too much stuff out that I kind of want to play, like Blair Witch is coming out tomorrow, like when I'm done, the day after this recording, basically. And, like, Control just came out, and there's a bunch of other stuff I want to play, so I don't know, like, when I'm going to get around to it, but so be it. Ooh, and these are just kind of like the names of all the different Chimera. Okay. Nothing crazy. Now. See where this game takes us. But yeah, that's Alan Wake for you. I just gotta figure out, like, what I want to play next. Besides Blair Witch. I know Blair Witch is, like, the immediate thing, but, like, now I'm kind of, like, struggling between if I want to do LA Noire next, or if I want to do Control next. Obviously, I already said Blair Witch, like, 4 times, so I'm gonna give that a go. Or maybe I'll finally play Red Dead. I don't know. I'm, like, in a big struggle of, like, what game I want to do next. I'll figure it out, though. What's the alt fire for this gun? This one, rather. Auto turret? Wait, what? Wait, so I can just take this and just, like, throw down a turret? Hold, can I come back down here? I want to see how this works. I can't. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'll figure it out. They're, like, always very indecisive until the moment itself happens. Oh, that's how that works. That's cool. Outside of that, like, nothing, like, really cool to share this episode. I could talk about the Six Flags trip, but to be honest, you know, not sure if I really want to discuss that one yet. Not like it's a big crazy story, but, to be honest, just not feeling it right now. Just kind of want to shoot some aliens. Which, I mean, like, I guess, like, this might just be our typical kind of, like, Let's Play style episode. Which I'm cool with. That's whatever. Although, I don't think these dudes are okay with that. That's okay. I do kind of sort of need some help, though, because I am pretty much dead. Because I gotta remember, this game, actually kind of tough. So I do gotta kind of be a little bit careful. Speaking of tough, like, Alan Wake, to go back to that, that game was surprisingly tough, too. But for the same reason this game was tough, which I discussed, like, last episode, like, it's just very enemy spammy. Whoops. Which, so be it. I get overwhelmed way too easy in the video games lately. Alright. Not wrong, but I think like the good thing about the difficulty in this game particularly is the fact that it is a manageable tough. Like, I can kind of first try most of these places. Like, there are some questionable areas. Like the last level, like that big one we saw last episode, which had like all the big test tubes coming up with all the big enemies, followed by that huge area after. That was a bit tough. But most areas in this game, like as tough as they are, they're doable.
Come on, we gotta move. Give it a moment.
Cartwright was the best soldier in my command. Nothing got past him. He must have known Hale was infected when they first met in Nottingham. Fortunately, Cartwright never cared too much about the small stuff.
That was a short, that was a 5-minute level. That was short. Alright. That was, like, shockingly short for a level. Yeah, like, this game's, like, very manageable so far. Just, like, a few, like, questionable areas that kind of drive me a bit nutso, but so be it. Like, that level, it was tough in areas, but totally doable.
The Chimera that gutted Northern Command came from this gorge. We're going to find
Oh, I could go turret, or I can just go driver? Interesting. I did notice this game has co-op, but I'm not sure if it's, like, this campaign co-op, or if it's, like, a separate co-op campaign. That kind of interests me. Is that solid? That's solid. Whoops. Yeah, it's good, you know? Like, I just like when games are manageable. Because, to be quite honest, I just like adjustable difficulties and stuff. Like, with this game, like, I could easily just kind of adjust the difficulty, but I think I can kind of hang on this one. Which is nice. Whereas, like, a game like Dark Souls, I just straight up can't play it. And let me tell you, I'm always thankful for some nice adjustable difficulties, let's put it like that. Sorry, it's really hard to think, because I'm trying to think about, like, what I'm supposed to do. I think I gotta, like, go up to that door I was just at and, like, hit a switch. But, I was getting close to Death Town, so I kind of had to drive away for a minute. Maybe a switch? I don't know. I wish my, my dude bro here. Would, maybe shoot the Chimera a little bit better. Oof. Maybe I should, like, be getting out and then just storm each individual building. Let's try that. This is cool. This is like a nice little diversion from all the other stuff. All the other mission-y stuff. A little bit different. I also know we're just past the halfway point in this game, too. This game feels like it's a lot longer than it has been. Which I think is just, like, it feels so long because I've been doing it every single day for the most part, for, like, the last week. So what would typically be, like, a 2-stream game for me right now is been, like, I think, considering I missed today, like, a 9-day endeavor. So I guess, like, that would make, like, any 5-hour-long game seem super long. Like, I'm on pace to beating this in 5 or 6 hours. Like, I'm on pace. By the looks of it. Which, cool. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm very indecisive. Alright. Oof. Yeah, no, fun game. I'm just really quiet today. I just wanted to play and upload. And I already kind of covered the whole Alan Wake thing. Which is, like, the big thing. Just my utter disappointment for a game released 9 years ago. Or, like, 8 years ago. Still good, though. Still totally worth playing. There's probably another switch inside this building, actually, come to think of it. Okay. Once you hear my dog, as noted in episode 1, he likes to bark. So if you hear that, just know my dog wants the co-star. I think you can kind of like barely hear him with my current audio settings. I think I noticed it like when watching over the first recording, because I was curious like how loud it was gonna be. Didn't seem too bad though. Although I noticed like my microphone sounds a lot worse like for a YouTube recording than it is for like a Twitch stream, which is unfortunate. I don't know why, but I've been wanting to get like a new mic setup anyways, so if I go super serious with the old YouTube, maybe I will finally do that mic upgrade. I don't know. It's an expensive one though, because I want to go to XLR setup, because right now I just use a Yeti, which, you know, is like your kind of cookie cutter USB mic a lot of people use, but I want to go for the fancy Shure SM7B Life, get like a decent mixer or like audio interface, like, you know, like the Focusrite that everyone uses. But it's like a $700 upgrade by the time I get the mic, the cloud lifter you need to kind of like boost up the voice a bit.
Miss? It's the little things. Women, for instance.
So it's like, it's tough to rationalize, especially like when I think like what I have right now is plenty good enough for what I do. But I would love better audio quality at some point. Maybe one day. Also, you know what's great? Because this like level's like primarily like third person, like in a lovely vehicle. FOV headache, not a big issue right now for this level. It's great. Last episode, because I think I recorded for what, like 40 minutes. Like my head was starting to hurt a little bit. Not too bad. I've kind of deemed like, because of the series, I've kind of deemed that at like a, I'm assuming this game's like 65 or 70 FOV, maybe 75 on the high end. I'm not fully sure. I tried looking it up, but like I can deem playing at this field of view. I can do like 30-40 minutes, like at the absolute max, before I start feeling really, really terrible.
Another gate. You know what to do.
Which is, it's just good enough. Like, I think like a lot of people think like I'm like hurting because I'm doing the series, and like outside of one episode like where I was already feeling kind of bad as it is, or as it was, outside of that one episode, I've been fine. So if people think I'm purposely giving myself headaches or like dealing myself great amounts of pain to film this, record this rather, it's not really film, I'm fine. I know my limits. I'm not gonna like play a game through a friggin' migraine intentionally. Like if I know I'm close to the end of the episode, like I'll push myself like an extra minute or two, but like if I know it's gonna be bad, I know well enough to kind of just stop playing. I think people will live if I upload a shorter episode, because like this isn't like a very serious playthrough or like a serious video series. This is just me kind of chilling, just kind of shooting it, you know? Like, so be it.
Another gate. You know what to do.
So I think for the intents and purposes of the series so far, like I think I've done a good job for like what I wanted to present, like what I wanted to do. So I'm actually kind of happy with how things are going, you know? Like I started like uploading this, I was like, maybe I'll get like 10 viewers per episode, because like this isn't like, you know, the kind of content I think people want to watch me for. But at the same time, like I guess maybe it is, because it really is just like my streams. Like this is basically my stream without chat interaction, but just me kind of talking about whatever. So maybe it is kind of like the right content. Who knows? All I've actually learned though from doing this is I gotta start letting my voice rest a bit more before I record, because before the last couple of days, outside of the one like where I just kind of like woke up and pressed record, I will finish up stream and start recording like 20-30 minutes after talking for like 8 hours. So now I'm recording this like 3 hours after my stream ended. So my voice should hold up hopefully a little bit better. My voice was bad tonight. My voice kept cracking up tonight. It was bad. Like bad. So now I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious like with the whole voice dying potentially thing. Is there more health anywhere over here? I kinda need it. My AI teammate here is shooting at essentially nothing. Ooh, there's health all over the ground there. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's get this. There's so many things here. It's too much. That's actually too much. How am I supposed to... There's no way. There's too many enemies there. How do they want me to do this? That's absurd, actually. Like, there's at least 12 there, I think. And, like, I struggle against, like, 2 or 3 standards. Whew, I don't know what they want me to do. This might be, like, a long-haul kind of mission.
Navigate. You know what to do.
But I guess this comes right back to my complaints from, like, every episode. This game does enemy spam a little bit too much. Again, it's doable. Although I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do this mission. This mission's a little bit ridiculous. And I haven't even got close, and was it's like attempt number 3 now. I'm probably doing something like terribly wrong. I'm not sure what that thing I'm doing terribly wrong is. I'll go through it, you know? I always do. Alright. Well, maybe like once I clear out this first building, it'll be a lot easier. Maybe. Wait, what? There's a big boy behind me. Ooh, they got a lot here. What about up here? How much? Oh, just one dude? Oh, that's fine. Oh, no, it's not fine, it's not fine. He almost killed me. Holy man. Now we go to the next area, which is even more enemies, and I have even less health going into it. I don't know, man. Unless they chased me. Like, you know, like, unless I got, like, a lot of enemies from, like, the last area. We shall see. Oh, it's maybe, like, the lower ranked ones in here. I couldn't tell. Oh. It's, like, the really weak Chimera in there, so it's not too bad. Getting spam with them is not a bad thing. They're quick. I thought it was, like, all standards. Which is, like, why I got, like, super worried. So, yeah, though, this is totally doable. I just had to kind of approach it way differently. Boop. Already back to full health, and all I got to do is this upstairs here. Sweet! Not bad. Alright. One thing I'll say, though, is, like, this mission's, like, very repetitive in terms of structure, which kind of bothers me. It's very samey so far. Like, that's 4 identical structures in a row with the same exact thing going on in them. Like, I hope that's the end of that. But we shall see.
Before you ask, yes, cheddar cheese comes from Cheddar Gorge.
Alright. We're pretty nifty. This game, rather, like, this level kind of, like, mixed things up just enough.
You learn to drive.
Although I think after this mission I'm going to be more or less done. I'm surprised. It's already been 20 minutes. Does not feel like it, but... I think we'll just finish this level whenever the end of it comes up. Because I think this is like level 18 or 19 out of 30 now, something like that. It's like we're not quite at endgame here, but like we're getting pretty deep in this campaign. No, we gotta get more. Oh my god. More of these buildings. Hopefully I got a checkpoint. I didn't even notice. If I didn't get a checkpoint, expect me to bitch about checkpoints again this episode. we basically gotta play my kind of bingo card. Like, what am I gonna bitch about? Because it's like 4 things I bitch about in games. And I feel like if I just repeat myself and keep talking about, like, checkpoints and enemy spam every episode, that'll be, like, very, like, thrilling, non-repetitive good content. Which is why I've been doing it. I assume, you know, it's very engaging for the average viewer. And you probably watch this and go, damn, this guy has a lot of charisma, like, a lot of personality. I could listen to them complain about checkpoints for hours on end. It is the best, and to which I reply with, I know. I agree with my opinions pretty heavily. We'll see how they checkpointed me. We're gonna see. I'm worried. Okay, right at this gate, we're good. Okay. I was getting worried. I just wish my AI teammate did more. At first, I was like, he's actually shooting them, actually killing them, but I think it's just more of a prop. I don't think he's actually doing anything. Doesn't feel like it. But I will say one thing, the actual driving in this game is way better than it has, like, any right to be. Because, like, usually you get a car like an FPS, like, they don't control too well, you know? Sometimes you kind of get the whole Halo situation, like, where they know, like, they're functional, but you wouldn't really want to control every car like that in a game. Well, this game does it legit. You have pretty good control. It's, like, not bad. So at least I don't have to complain about that. So you know what, Resistance? You get a bit of a pass here. You get a minor pass, basically. Alright. So actually, you know what I really appreciate in this game? Okay, I'm gonna compliment it pretty hard here. It gives me full ammo when I die, it looks like. At least on my carbine, which is like one of the better guns I've been using anyways. So I can definitely compliment that. Because one of the biggest, I think, offenders in video game difficulty is when you get checkpointed, it's like in an unwinnable situation, be it like you're out of ammo, you have no health, like you're in a Bethesda game, so you're hovering over a cliff, like on your checkpoint. This game at least gives you some stuff to work with upon respawn, it feels like. Like, it doesn't seem like it replenishes anything besides, like, health and, like, I think the primary weapons. It's like the carbine and the bullseye, maybe. I'm not sure about the bullseye, though, because I barely use it. So it's typically pretty much at full as it is. But I've yet to respawn going, or rather, yet to respawn saying, wow, I have no health, or wow, this is tough, or wow, I wish I had more ammo. Like, I have plenty. So that's a positive. So, good job, Insomniac. I wish more games did that. And apparently that is an impenetrable fence. It took me 3 shots to figure that out. Now that I know, we good. Okay. Get him. Cool, man. Looking good. Now I'm really getting like a better understanding of this level, like how these things are set up and like how I should approach it. Like it's working really well. I just wish I didn't have to do this. Wish I did not have to do this 6 times this level. But maybe that's just because, like, I'm a dummy. Like, maybe this should not have taken me so long, but it did. Alright. So the door should be nice and open. Cool. And because it's a video game, and this is the third gate, this is probably it. Let's go. We gotta find out. Alright, probably not going over that.
We've covered out here. Let's get past that fence.
Hey. Knew it.
The Chimera tend to establish themselves near large population centers. Their presence in a remote region like Somerset was highly unusual. The gorge was filled with factories that built stalkers and dropships, but we had seen those before. Deeper into the gorge, the Chimera were hiding something far more alarming.
Cool, so that's gonna do it for this episode. Those are two actually really fun missions. First one was super short, the second one at least was a bit of variety, very repetitive, but not bad. That wasn't like a crazy, you know, fun talk today. I mean, I was just kind of being a Let's Player, going like, I shot him, but I don't know, I just like wanted to chill, be a basic Let's Player episode today. I had nothing to like really talk about, or that I really wanted to talk about in this episode, but next episode, hopefully I have some fun conversation pieces for when we attack a disturbing discovery. Because that is the next level coming up. I like making this super awkward. Anyways, catch you guys next time. Toodles!